everyone. Another Monday night here on Beyond Beauty Talk. Yes, at Beyond Beauty Worldwide. I hope that you all had a wonderful week since last week with our last conversation with Crystal. It was a really, really good conversation. So if you have the time, you can go on YouTube or go right down below. It's the live is saved, and you can go ahead and check that out. But today I have a very, very, very special guest for you today. I'm your host, Cyrene Renee, and you can learn a little bit more about me at www.cyrenerenee.com or at Cyrene Renee on Instagram. So I'm going to bring this special guest out because she doesn't really need any more wait, any more further ado. I'm going to go live. Bring her in. Miss Model, Miss Advocate, Miss Wellness Advocate.
Ah!
Hey girl, how are you?
Hi everyone, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh, you look beautiful, the shirt and everything. Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
What do you say?
Very pretty, as
Yeah,
always.
Ben, thank you for having me.
Of course. I was like, I hope she says yes. I hope she says yes and sending out little waves,
I know I got
waving at y'all and such.
yes.
How is you doing? How is your weekend,
Yeah,
your
like
winter, your everything going?
I was like I just shoveled and then but luckily it wasn't too bad today. Um
Right. Me
and
too.
I was like, oh my gosh, not another one.
Phil. Phil is
Right.
a groundhog. I have beef with Phil. Phil
I
is not my favorite little groundhog, rodent, whatever you want to call him. I have been beefing with Phil since
right? I
he
was
didn't
like,
do his job well. He
right.
got one job.
You have one job. It's like what?
Dude, do better with your life.
Yeah, I was
Just
like,
give us spring. Give us spring. Give us spring. I want spring. I don't ask for much. Warm
or
weather. I'm a summer baby.
no, I can't. I can't take it.
So, so,
I know,
where are
right?
you from?
So
I want to know.
right. I know. I'm originally from Toledo, Ohio. So I grew up in um, Ohio. I moved to Atlanta. Probably, I'm trying to think when I moved to Atlanta. It had to be like 20. I graduated high school in 2012, and I know I left. It had to be like 2014, maybe 2015. Lived in Atlanta for like maybe 3 or 4 years, and then moved to New York and have been here ever since. So yeah, originally born and raised Ohio. Spent a few years in Atlanta before finally coming to New York. But my next move is
Your
definitely
next move?
right is LA, and I think that's my last. I think that's where
So you said that's gonna be your last.
I
Did you
think
say Atlanta was gonna be your last?
you know. I know I went to LA a couple months ago for a shoot in November, and I had never been, and I just
Mm,
fell in love. And I was like, you know what? I was like, like New York is great, for modeling and all of that. I feel like when
right.
I've done enough, like I feel like I've done everything I can here, and I don't know. I just felt like New York never really felt like home, you know,
Home.
or like it just always felt like work, which is fine. But I feel like I could really just relax or like really be more comfortable or, to actually settle like in California. So, and there's no rush, with COVID. I don't know how things are going to look
Right. These
rates are,
are some different kinds of times we are
yeah,
in.
yeah. And I know they're pretty bad in California, but I know like down the line, I think that's going to be kind of like my last place that, I see myself living in. But I love New York, it's definitely home.
So when I see you in 5 years and you done moved, I'm not gonna remind you that this never
I know,
happened. The
right,
conversation just never happened.
right,
But when I
exactly.
point to the interview, but like, remember that time that you
Yeah,
were
remember
going
that time
to?
I said, yeah, hopefully,
Never happened.
never.
Never.
I was thinking like by the end of this year, but I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, "Well, it's no rush. Just see how COVID and how that goes, and then if you feel comfortable moving, then go ahead and do it." But yeah, I went and I definitely caught the Cali bug. I was like, "Oh my God!" Now I see now I see what everyone is talking about when they talk about California. So anyway, guess what I'm here for right now, and like I said, there's really no place like New York. So I love it. I feel like I've been
Yeah,
here.
I'm from here, and then I
Okay.
was stationed elsewhere
Right.
I was in the DC area. I was in the Southern Virginia area,
Okay.
Tidewater area for a while, and then I came back home because this home, like
Right.
this is work, but home. So like my family is here. I have a majority of my family is still here, things like that. So, um,
Well, that's awesome.
I think I think I'm not gonna say yay or nay. I'm you like very definite in yours, but
Right.
probably going to be my pit stop of leisure for the rest of my duration.
Really?
Because even like I mean, I was gone 16 years,
Oh,
just
wow.
gone, like
Yeah. Like done.
gone. And then I came back. They were like, "What?" I didn't even tell many people I came back. I was just like, "Hey, here's my U-Haul." Guess what, everyone? I came back on my birthday. That
Really?
was
Oh,
my birthday gift. Yeah, I
yeah.
said deuces to the government and left.
No,
Don't do
that's
what I did. Plan.
right. I said bye, y'all. I said bye.
So I
But
mean, sometimes you just have to pick up and move. When it's time to move, it's time
yeah,
to move. So if LA is your destination, you know what,
yes.
girl,
I know, right? I was like, oh, the
get to
weather.
getting.
I know, right? But I know when I leave, I'm gonna miss New York because like it's just no like
Well, you can always come back and visit. We're not going nowhere.
yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like New York, like I can always come back. Like,
You're still a model. You still gonna come back.
right. I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna be in New York for a couple. No, like we got once you go, there's no like never coming back. You know, like you're gonna
Right. You definitely.
yes, you're gonna be back in New York. Like, Big Dave. Hey, everyone.
So this is a question that I like to ask
Okay.
my beauty guests, and the answers have been very, very dope thus far.
Oh, okay.
Y'all already know my answer. My answer's not going to change, but I'm interested in yours.
Okay.
Who is your beauty icon? That one person, and you're just like when you see him, her, them, you're like, that's it. That's inspiration there. I can get up and go and keep going.
I
My day is not, just
right,
having not the bestest day, but this one right here, he reminds me of everything I
right.
need right now. Who's
So
yours?
yeah, I get asked, I've been asked this question a couple of times, like at casting, sometimes I ask like, who's your
Right.
every now and then you might get that question. And I always say Rihanna, like
Yes,
something about that girl. And I think yesterday was her birthday.
it was.
And I'm
I
like,
know it was over the weekend.
of the yes, I know she's like a Pisces. I'm an Aries, but Pisces cusp. So something she do, I'm like, yeah, I definitely get why she's. I don't know, something about her. She's just like effortlessly beautiful to me, and like she always comes off so humble. Like just even seeing her videos, like from where she started, like her interview
Right.
today, still the same. Always very humble. She loves to give back to her. To Barbados. I
And
love the
she's very big in the community. She doesn't forget where she came from because that does happen too often.
thank you. They leave and they forget, where they came from. But with her, it seems like even like in her skincare, she's brought like some of her ingredients are, local to Barbados, and she put that into her
That's
um,
wonderful.
products, right, her formula. So yeah, just I don't know, just something about her just comes off very genuine. And we know she has beaucoup amounts of money, but I just feel like that doesn't phase her. And obviously she's living comfortably and living well, but I don't know, something about it just feels like it just never.
It's honest. It feels honest.
Yeah, it's very honest. And so when she speaks, I can trust that because I was like, you know what, she's never
It's coming from here. Like it's no
yes,
reason for her to cut corners. It's just like this is who I am. You have to
absolutely.
accept me. And if you don't accept me, that's fine too.
Yeah,
But I'm still gonna continue to be me. Y'all
absolutely.
already know mine is Dorothy Dandridge.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
just she's just
I
not going nowhere. She's it. She's a
know.
staple. That's the only face that I wear on the t-shirt is hers. Because I
No,
just think
I
putting
like
other people's faces on the t-shirt is odd. But I will rock her face
right. No, you favor
all
her.
day.
Yes, she's cool. No, you really
Stop
did.
lying.
You said I was like,
Stop.
yeah. If they did a biopic, we need. Where's the agent? Can we?
Right. Listen, I just love her. Last week, I think Crystals was Megan Good.
Right.
That was her, and
Yes.
then Lily's was Grace Jones. I was here for that. I said,
Uh,
yes, Grace.
no, I know. Oh, she is
She
like
is So unapologetic.
So,
I'm so here for her.
and just like the era that she was in, I mean, it's already difficult being woman of color, just of color, person of color, but for her to have overcame that and to be like
Right.
icon, like you think of like Dorothy Dandridge, that's just a household name, household name. It's like, so she was able to kind of, overcome those obstacles and
Obstacles and literally just be
celebrity,
who,
just
what she
know,
is at all times, just oozing out
just
strength.
like self-confidence and just like grace
You
and
gotta look at it and do this.
yes, yep,
That's
yep.
the face.
Like, there you go, girl. Like, damn,
Really? You just gonna
he's gonna do that, slay our life, like slay my way,
all day, every day, all your life.
right? On,
Period.
imagine you wake up and you're just like Dorothy Dandridge, like like I
Just
know, I know, and that era
that's
too.
just a question I really just like to ask
Yes.
because everybody has a different, inspiration and
Hmm.
icon, and it kind of gives you a little peek into the person too, and see who they look up to and who they admire, just for multiple reasons and different things. And it's just really dope that yours is Rihanna
I
because
know.
she's dope. I love her. So when did you decide that you were going to be a model? You're like, Lindsay, I'm a model.
Right.
Like, and I'm just like,
Ooh, it definitely wasn't like, I feel like some girls, they're like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna move to New York and I'm gonna like just take over. That was never me. Like I just graduated school in May, my degree in liberal arts. And so when I was in Toledo and before I moved to Atlanta, I was on campus. I did 2 years there. And I was just like, I always knew I wanted to do something. Toledo's very, small town, and that's okay for, retiring or raising a family, but to like, like to do
start
something.
the life.
Yeah, Toledo's not where, and I love Toledo, child. Like that's my home. Um, Toledo is always in my heart, but I know like if I wanted to actually do something or to be somebody or be something more than just going to school, graduating, and finding work somewhere in Ohio, I was like that's just not me. And I didn't know what I didn't know what it was. My mind never went to modeling. I just like I need to do something. And my grandmother, she grew up in New York and Jersey, but she made her way to Atlanta like in the 90s. So I was born in 94, and so she had been there for years already prior. So Atlanta was like a second home because we were always in Atlanta, visiting.
Right.
And so I was talking to my grandmother about it, and she was like, "Why don't you come down to Atlanta? It's movies are being filmed here. A lot of celebrities and actors and models, whatever managers, they're here. Like, why don't you come and just see, what happens?" And so I did. I packed, two duffel bags, and at that point I was scared to fly. I'm getting better with it. Like I'm getting better with it, but I was so scared to fly. And so my mom and I, we drove. Yeah, I got a new car. She drove with me, and then she flew back once I got down there, and that was it. And so I signed to so before I signed to like my first agency I had, they were called Directions USA, and they were in North Carolina. But before then I had signed to just like a talent agency, so I was doing like background work, kind of like acting stuff like that,
Right.
and which was great. It helped me kind of get out of my shell. And like the people that I worked with, I'm still friends with today. I actually was
That's
able,
good.
yeah, and that's been like years ago. And I was actually able to do Black Panther that was filming there, and so I did background. So
Oh, cool.
that The Walking Dead, like a lot of things, some Tyler Perry projects. And I was like, okay, this is fun. But I was like, let me try to see what modeling does, because I'm 6'1", and curve, and I'm a size like 14, 16. And so
You better go with your height.
girl, 6'1" child. And so I was seeing like curve models were like kind of a thing, some 5 to 6 years ago, but nothing I really like noticed, because the industry
Right.
still very, just straight size. And so when I kind of saw like, curve modeling was a thing, I was like, let me like maybe that's my niche. And so I applied to a few agencies, that agency directions in North Carolina. They signed me, and that's kind of where it started. And so I think that was, it's 2021 now. I had to sign with them in like 2015, 16 maybe. And I was with them about a year or so before I moved to New York. And it was great. They got me some work in North Carolina. And, I was like, maybe this is some, I was making some money. I was like, maybe this is something that I can kind of put my energy, like maybe this is my calling. I don't know. So I was like, let me just ride with it and, see where it takes me. And that's how I ended up in New York. So I moved here. I was signed to Wilhelmina when I first got here. And I think I was with them maybe like a year. And I ended up leaving them, but now I'm with Dorothy Combs, which I've been
How
trying.
was Wilhelmina?
Wilhelmina, well, I personally didn't have a great experience with Wilhelmina. I think because it's such a big,
You might get lost.
yeah, and I'm still friends with a few girls that were signed and they ended up leaving as well, and I'm still friends with some people that are still there. So I've made some great connections. The agents I know who have left as well, I know them. But it just wasn't. I just felt like I got lost, and I just kind of got lost, in the sauce. And I was like, you know what? If I'm in New York and I'm putting effort in, I kind of want
You want to do it.
Yeah, I really want to do
I
it.
want to work. Like I want to be there. I want to be in the mix of it. And this is not happening here.
I don't want to just be, sitting at home and, not really feel like I'm being paid attention to. And so, agency I'm with now, I've been submitting to her, I think since I was even in Atlanta. And last year, I think right before like COVID kind of hit,
Mm-hmm.
She called me and I was like, I think I had her number saved in my phone just from like those years of just submitting to her. And that's the thing, don't ever give up. Like it might
Right,
be,
because you never know.
never know. Like it's a no right then, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's like a no forever. And so
People don't realize that.
they don't realize. And
You don't even acknowledge that
yeah,
no can flip.
nope.
Maybe it wasn't something missing or not even something about you at that moment,
Yes.
but things change
The industry
quickly.
is, and I had to learn too to not take it personally. This is all
Right.
not because you're necessarily ugly or we don't have the right stats or it's nothing to you. And it took me a while to like look. I was
Understand that.
like, do I look a certain, like, oh my god, you go crazy thinking about it. But I'm like, you know what? It's a business. It's a business and making money. And like you said, the industry changes. So what she was looking for at that time, she didn't need. But now, she needed that. She needed that. And so, as soon as I signed with her, I started working, immediately. And so it's just, and like I said, I've been submitting to her. I think I looked into my email. I think the first email I sent out to her was like 2014, and it's 20.
But that's consistency and persistence on
Right.
you. And it paid off. A lot of people would just took that no and just got rejected and what about their business? But
Right.
you have to keep trying. If that's what you want, then you keep going.
It is. And my images got, because I was like, the things that I sent to her, I was like, okay, now I see why I didn't.
You understand. See, you just that package matters,
Right. Oh, so it just takes time, and it's not overnight, because I don't know everything. I'm still learning and making mistakes and trying to figure it out, because I get girls that come to my DM like, oh my god, like, how do I get into it, or what do I need to do? This agency didn't get back to me, or they rejected me, and I'm just like, you know what, if you really want to do it, you have to know it's not overnight. And things like this takes time. And now we're in a pandemic, so the industry is changing, but it's a little bit at a standstill just with COVID. So I'm like, if there's something you want to do, just put your energy into it, and just how karma works in the universe, you're gonna get that back just naturally,
Right.
So, and as corny as that sounds, it is true. Like if you really,
It's not corny. It's just simple.
it's
It's simple, universal mathematics.
absolutely. I'm like,
Karma has everybody's address,
they do. They sure do. I'm like, it might
and it's good and bad.
good and bad. Might not come today. She might not come tomorrow. But trust me, she knows. And
Knows where you are.
Yep. That's so true. So
She
yeah,
knows exactly where you are, what you're doing, and how you're doing it, and why you're doing it.
absolutely. You'd be like, oh my God, wasn't that years ago? But
Yep, but that doesn't mean anything.
right. And like you said, good or bad. Hopefully it's good. You know, if you put out
Right. That's why
bad,
you
treat
put out
everybody
positive
right.
so you can receive the positive.
Yep, absolutely.
So this
Absolutely.
is a part where we kind of go beyond the beauty. See how to go? Beyond
Yeah.
beauty, beyond beauty talk. Anyway, so this is that part where we kind of go a little bit deeper and less surface. So we all see that the fashion industry is becoming more open and diverse when it comes to body consciousness and body positivity. What do you think the industry can do further the cause? What can they do better to
Mm.
continue to propel in that direction when it comes to
So
at
like,
least on the body positivity? Because there's a lot of issues within
right.
the fashion industry, ageism, colorism,
Yes.
anything. But we're going to stick to the body
Body
positivity
positive.
because we'll be here all night, literally.
Li- like, y'all, how many hours y'all got? Because like,
Right.
and this is something that I talk to my friends with, and and I'm speaking just from, being a curve model and my perspective, and I see it. And like, most of my friends are, curve models as well. And so, we talk about it because we're like, what? We see the industry changing as far as, being
And it
body.
is. We see it. If you're in it, you see it.
You see it. Because years ago, it was, if you only had a size 0 and your bones showing, that was
Yeah.
what. And so now, yes, it obviously can be better, but we also have to say, like, look, it is changing, noticeably, because we're seeing all different shades and body types. But I feel like yes, they are making that change, but sometimes it feels like it's coming off kind of ingenuine, like they're just throwing
Right.
like just to say, oh, at least we had a curve model, but none of the, like, if you're like a retailer or something, I don't see my size on the website, so I can't tell. I guess, okay, you might have had a curve girl in your campaign, or something, but on the e-commerce side of me shopping, and I go to your website and I don't see this girl on here. I guess I see it's a size 16, but I'm still seeing a size 2 model. I'm like, I can't visualize that. So I feel like something.
Tokenism
Right.
is still a thing.
That's it. And if you do see a curve girl, it's the same girl, over and over and over. I'm like, there's so many other beautiful, I mean, like, my friend's gorgeous. I'm like, oh, I can see you on Gap or whatever, whatever. And I'm like, we just keep seeing the same. And that's where I
Right.
think it gets to the tokenism as well. Like, okay, well, we'll just keep using the same girl because now we can say, okay, well, we had a curve girl, in our campaign or in our fashion show. But it's like, it has to go beyond that. Let's use more curve models. Let's use them in more um, examples of your brand on the e-commerce side, on the campaign side. Let's see someone on your social media. It just can't be that you threw in, a couple extended sizes and then, we don't hear about it. Or, some brands charge if the size, if it's over like a size 12 or something.
Right. They charge
So,
more. They upcharge it.
yeah, I'm like, why am I paying, fat for the fabric or something? I'm like, that's making me feel even more, not
Yeah, I
included.
never liked that.
I don't like
I
that.
never liked that. When I have my own, because I have merchandise and apparel, whatever. And as I was, doing all that part, I was like, I refuse.
Yeah, right.
Like it's just one price, yo. It's just
It's
gonna be one price.
what
And
right,
someone asked me, like, do you have like triple X sweatshirts? And I said,
right.
yeah. They said, well, how much is it? I was like, it's the same size, it's the same as the sweatshirt. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, no, I don't, I don't do that. And
Like,
it's just, I never liked that. It,
no, it
it
makes
just,
me feel,
so I made sure that I didn't
yeah.
do it, So you have to be the example that you want to see out there. So
And
brands that are listening,
yeah, and we can tell, like, what, this brand actually, like, just like with makeup, sometimes you can tell, like, with the shades that they just kind of threw a couple brown
group,
at
literally
these brands that come
threw them
out.
in there.
Right. I'm like, no, we have all kind of different they just like, well, at least, well, we have some brown, so you can't say, like, but when we see brands that make up or whatever, or in this case, the sizes, some we can really tell like they took their time to like fit. The sizing is right. We don't see any kind
Right.
of differences in price. So it is, I just, like I said, it is changing, but I feel like with the body inclusivity, there's miles to go. And I don't know why these brands are scared to showcase, a curvier, or, I think like the average woman is like what, like a 12 or 14 or something.
I think it's a 12-14.
Yeah. So I'm like,
And it's been a 12-14 for a while.
style.
Like,
And
I am not the average size of a woman.
right,
I'm
right.
not.
Okay.
I know I'm not.
Right. Every
I'm some random anomaly. Like, this
right.
just makes no sense.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, not everyone falls in the category that they
Right.
push so much. I'm like, and that's okay. Everybody is beautiful, but don't forget the other bodies, as well.
Exactly. I think everybody should be represented well. Not just represented, but represented well. Don't
Yes.
just
That's
put a 1+ size girl in
what,
your runway and then you have her changing 5 times in the back because you only booked one
right. Why not?
person.
Yeah, that's happened to me like at shows.
And I've seen it in shows, and it's just like I'm
I,
normally the random model helping her
yeah,
get out of the pants into the skirt because
but there's
you
like
can't
size twos, but me, I'm having like 8 dresses,
eight
most
dresses.
like bridal, like the bridal marts that go on. I'm like, okay, so you can't book like 2 or 3 curve, but
Right? It doesn't make sense.
we're
You
back.
need to diversify your diversity.
They're scared. I don't know why. If anything, the curve, the plus, or however you want to label it, there's a lot of money in there. If these brand and luxury too, luxury brands need to jump on. If these luxury brand, I don't, from not luxury up until luxury, I'm telling you, they will see a boost in their revenue if they add on extended size. Because we want to shop, we want to look good as well. We have the money to spend, but there's just nowhere to spend it. So
Right.
I wish they would just wake up and realize that, like, you know what? Let's get rid of all that stigmatism, whatever that comes with, um, what's the word, like showcasing extended sizes. I'm telling you, if they look at it from a money side, they would make, but they don't want to. They don't want to. They just go from the visual. And
Exactly. It's I'm glad that the industry is changing,
right,
but I hope it's changing genuinely.
right,
It's just like we still see you.
yeah. Trust
We
me,
still see you.
I be
We pay attention.
okay. I be going to casting like okay, like I'm taking mental notes. Like okay,
Right. You
you
start
know.
looking at the ads, you start looking at how they treat you,
Mm-hmm.
little things,
Little
just
things.
small things. We pay attention to everything, and it's just like,
They think we don't
why
pay.
are you treating me differently?
Right. They think
We
that.
think, we breathe, and we pay attention to everything just because we
Absolutely.
happen to be the quote unquote model.
Oh
That
yeah.
stigma of models or anything other than smart is foolish because that has been,
Yeah. We pay attention. Trust me.
but
Um.
we see it all.
Yeah. They think we don't, or we're just like dumb and just there to look pretty. Like no, a lot of us are like business women, have their own businesses.
I'm just saying.
Like we
I
do this.
write books, like whole books. Come
Books.
on.
Lawyers. Some people are law. I know some are lawyers.
I know, yeah, I know a few lawyers,
Yeah.
nurses.
They're all kind everything.
I know vets. I know all kinds of. They just happen to be beautiful. They happen to model. They happen to want to do that.
Right. But don't
But
think that.
we are incumbent of all things.
Right. They don't know.
Mothers,
Oh,
wives.
everything.
We have everything. It's just so odd.
I
And
know.
that actually leads me into my next
Okay.
question. Let's say we rely heavily on the negatives when it comes to change. But here, Beyond Beauty Talk, we like to focus on the positive.
Okay. Love that.
Okay. So I personally am not one to limit anyone to a plus size or mature or anything because technically my whatever is a mature model,
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
Call me mature if you want
Right.
to. I am.
Right.
But technically my age puts me in a category of not normal. But I don't care about that. A model is a model,
Same. Yep.
period. So I understand that most people don't have the same thought as I do, and that's okay. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
think like me, and I'm going to think like I'm me. You know, I'm
Same.
not going to change for you. What have been some of more your positive experiences that you have encountered as a model? I'm not going to say as a plus size or curvy, just as a model, because that's what you are to me. You're a
Oh,
model.
yeah. I know. I'm like, at the end of the day, like you said, a model is a model. No matter what size. Yeah, like you said, not everything. Yes, the industry's crazy, and there's a lot of, not the best experiences that can happen, but I can't say that there hasn't been, some great ones. I probably would say, probably working with Love Wellness. I think we shot the campaign, I think it was 2019. Was it 2019? I think it was 2019, and I think it went, um, there was a billboard that went up in Times Square like 2020 before, COVID hit.
COVID, yeah.
Right. And so, I saw my face up there and I just couldn't believe it. I remember they had a casting, and like on Instagram, they had like a casting call, and I had been using their products. Excuse me. And I was like, I think, what's funny, I was coming, I think I was coming back from Delaware. I have a family friend that has a home in Delaware, like by the beach. And so I was down there, just spending some time with her. And I saw that casting pop up, and I think it ended midnight the day I was coming in. And I didn't get back until like 8 or 9 into Manhattan, and I live in Queens. So I was like, oh my
Oh,
God,
so you still got to get home.
I had to get home. So I was like, oh my God, I hope I can get in, get this casting in, and let's just see what happens. And so I, rushed home, got on the train, got back home. I think at this point it was like maybe 10 or 10:30, very cutting it close. So
Right.
I was so sweaty. I was so hot. I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't look a mess. Like, I was just tired just from traveling, right? And, I think I did like a little 30-second, just, hey, this is Lindsey, just a little about me video. And, just didn't think about, how many auditions you do and you don't, hear back.
Right.
It's like you just don't really think about them ever again, until you hear back. And so I think they like DM'd me or emailed me like a couple of days later. They're like, hey, can you come into our office? And Love Wellness, they're a female wellness brand, and so they have all kind of like vitamins and supplements for skin, for like a day. They have daily vitamins now. They have prenatal vitamins now. Just like a overall like women's health
Yeah, just a healthy wellness,
brand. Yeah,
yeah,
great.
brand. That's good.
Yep. I love them, and so so that was great too because I actually knew the brand. When you get booked for things, you don't really know
Yeah,
much.
and you actually know the brand. You
Right.
actually use the products. It makes it even that much more better
Absolutely.
because you're
Turned
like,
out to be
wait, I do this. This is
exactly.
great.
Like, I already know like how, to use it. I can attest that it works. And so they turned out to be really, really nice people. So anyway, so yeah, so they were like, and I don't think at that point I knew that it was gonna be like in Times Square. I just knew they were doing something. This was like their first campaign shoot or something they were doing. And I was like, yeah, I'm available. I love your stuff anyway, so it's no, this would be great. And so I went and met with them. It went well. They ended up booking me for it. And yeah, that was it. We shot the campaign in Brooklyn like few months later, maybe a month or so later down the line. And yeah, I saw it. Like, I was like my, it was like a commercial, and they were playing it in Times Square on like the NASDAQ screen. And
Right.
they like had a tour bus. We drove by. I was like, I can't believe
Oh,
we're
that's great that they made it special.
yeah, it was so
That's really good that they made it special.
to work like, and now they have me on as a brand ambassador. I think this is like 2 years. I think that maybe
That's awesome.
I didn't know it was gonna go. I was like, heck yeah! Like, I just thought,
See, you never know what's going to happen when you go
um,
ahead for those castings. You never know. Put
one
in for the casting.
okay, yeah. You think it's a one-time thing, and you never see these people again.
And next thing you know, it is evolving. That's happened to me a few times. It's like
Right?
I'll go to a model call, and then the next thing you know, I'm on their board.
Yes, for like all kind of
You
projects.
know, it's just like good.
And when you
I'm not just on the runway.
yeah,
I'm managing backstage. It's just like
right.
You just never know where you're going to end or what something can evolve
Turn
into. So
into.
always come with that good, just back to that karma.
That's
Come with that good positive energy, and it's going to come back. So
yes.
she know you.
Okay, she does. And I believe in manifestation and like
Right.
into existence. So sometimes I'll just be laying down. I'll be like, universe, like, I know you've seen me like doing all, like, I just know, like, you, and you know me, like, my heart, my spirit, like, so like I speak. And like I said, it doesn't happen overnight, but some things that I've been taught, like, to say will come to fruition. I'll just be like, the power of the tongue is very, very, so you have to be careful what you say too on a net,
Words matter.
it is very true. So yeah, so she comes back around. So that was a beautiful, like, kind of full
No,
circle.
that just sounds like a beautiful experience. And then
Yeah,
they made it even more memorable with the bus and
yeah,
hey guys, look at it, take pictures and videos and selfies and the giggles and the hi and the hugs.
so,
That's just it's just one of those moments that I can see that being such a
yeah.
pivotal, positive,
And
reassuring, like this is why I'm here.
yeah, and I would tell them, I was like, you know what, and they have we have like a community as well, so they have like doctors and OBGYNs and astrologists, just all kind of female professionals. And I was telling them, I was like, you know what, I know some brands, I don't want it to be a race thing, but sometimes you do notice, like, I only see one race being showcased. And it's okay, that's the what's it called, the niche or community you're
Right,
going for, that's okay. But I told them, I was like, for you to actually have, like, a Black plus woman, and actually have like Black doctors, and because the people that own it, Lo Bosworth, she was on the Hills, like back in the day, the Hills. And so to like see her from there, and now see her as a businesswoman, and to know that she's very like inclusive like that.
right. That's dope.
Yeah, so and I'm like, I'm just so thankful that you guys are like representing, you know, all walks of life,
Right.
having Black doctors, white doctors, Asian. And, even in their ads, like if you go to their Instagram on Love Wellness, you see like on their ads, I mean, it's just an array of colors. So I love that. So that always makes me feel, even better to be like a brand ambassador, because it's like they are, they're one of those brands that you can tell, like, okay, they know what they're doing. They're not just doing it just to get brownie points. Like, they actually,
They
really,
care.
yeah, yep.
They care. They very simply care.
It's
And it's
cool.
good to hear, especially a brand surrounded by wellness and self-care
Yes,
and health, care about all women and not just one particular group.
right.
It's incumbent of all. So, what advice would you share with an up and coming model who doesn't quite fit the mold of the status quo?
Okay. I would definitely say go for it, because the standards of beauty for the industry are not as they were like in like the 80s or 90s, where it was like very European features, very slim, very statuesque. There's so many other companies and agencies that are out here that want someone that's a little bit shorter. And actually, like, I see the industry moving towards like more like real people, or people with disability, or
Yeah,
different eye color, freckles, dimples.
freckles are so cute. Just throwing that out
So
there.
cute. This is my friend has. I'll be like, can you feel? Like, I'll touch. I'm like, can you feel them? I love the dimple. Things that like, agencies weren't going for. They want people with like crooked teeth now and so
Yeah, gaps in the teeth and
apps, and it's beautiful, because that's what people look like. And not everyone. And that's why even like with curve, I was like, is this a thing? Because I just grew up with just the tall, slim, statuesque, like European esque.
hmm
So, seeing it change into something that's really beautiful. There's a lot of, brands, I mean, agencies that look for that. So I'm like, if you're short, don't
right.
that. You're pudgy, don't even, or I have a
I
guy.
think there's a market for anyone who
Yes,
really wants to do it.
I know, right? Exactly. So absolutely, we have, because when I was, your hair had to be straight. Now they're like, we want to see her curled. We want to see her,
Yep.
bald. And I have a really good girlfriend. Her name's Jatan. She's a model. She's been in the industry for a while, and she's still working. And she, she's curvy, and she's in the mature. I'm not gonna say my name. I'm not gonna say my girl's age like that. She's a beautiful girl. It don't even matter. I mean, but that's her cat. It's
That's
okay.
why I said it doesn't even matter. Because I
Matter.
tell people that I'm in the mature
Yeah.
bracket, and they're like, "How?" And I'm like,
How?
"Trust,
How? Look, put me in whatever category you
trust."
for, honey. And she is. She has short, like buzz, short, like blonde hair. So just she just it's just the industry is changing so much, and I'm just like,
Right.
I get girls like, I don't know, like if I'm gonna be able to make it. I'm like, look, I'm like, these are the agencies. I'll give them a list. I'm like, send this out, and I guarantee if you hear back. If not, submit again in 3 or 4 months. Don't take it as a no.
The end all be all. Try again.
Yep, try again. And that's really what it is. And try. Don't just have your set. It's like college. Don't just have one. Your eyes set on just one thing. Broaden, your possibilities. You don't know what anyone's looking for at that. You could be that face that they're looking for at that time. You might be 5'2", with a missing tooth or something. They're like, let's sign her. Gap.
That's what I was looking for. Next
So
thing you know, you're on a campaign, and you're just like,
girl, billboard somewhere, child, in Milan.
"How?" Exactly.
Great. So, I love that because I'm just, you know, it's not how it was, back in the
Before.
great. And so I like where it's going, and I'm excited to see, where it's gonna be.
How it continues to go. So
Hmm.
speaking of agencies, you're signed to Dorothy Combs.
Yes.
How is that going for you? Because according to their bio, they represent plus size models who redefine the standard of beauty in all shapes and sizes. Was that part of the allure? You said you know, you
Yes.
submitted to them a number of times, and after a few times, they actually said
They
yes.
did.
How
Familiar.
is this experience going for you over the
It's going
process and everything like that? Going from Wilhelmina to them,
to them,
what
right.
is the stark differences?
I feel like, at the end of the day, at the core of an agency is very, the same. You're going to deal with agents. You're going to deal with, going to castings, and so like the core of how agency works is all. It don't matter who you with. You could be with Wilhelmina. You could be with a small boutique. Doesn't you can be with IMG. What's another one? I don't know, Elite or something. Like they're all going to work the same. I feel like it's just more so the community or like who's behind it is what makes it different. And so yeah, so when I was like researching Dorothy Combs like years ago, I knew that they were kind of like the one to go to for curve, because that's all they, Wilhelmina had curve, but they also had their other
Yeah,
division,
it's like a division.
right?
They have,
Division
different divisions.
curve, like all she represents is curve. And so that was always appealing to me, because I'm like, okay, her focus is always going to be on curve, clients, and making sure her girls are working, with the right people. And so yeah, it's been going good. Like I said, she signed me I want to say like June, maybe. It was like spring or summer last year, and I think I got a job like the next month, and then another job like a month, or so later. So that was just like, and it was, during COVID, and the first job I had was out of town, so I got to like get a flight and be put in a hotel. Like it was very like fast, and so yeah, it's been great, to, and like, with it being COVID, I knew my expectations weren't gonna be like, oh my god, back work back to back to back. And
Right.
honestly, my thing is too, I want to say, and that I know everyone's different, but my thing was never to like make millions of dollars or be like this plus size like supermodel. My thing,
Supermodel
yeah,
or super.
I'm just happy with what I can get, and I'm content with just being Lindsay, just a model that, with Dorothy Coleman model. That's okay. I love that. It's never been, oh my god, I have to get this job or like book this. I'm so content and just proud of myself for making it this far. I'm like, whatever happens, I'm cool with. I have to kind of let that kind of stress go of okay, I want to work for this person. I want to da da da. girl, as soon as I let that go, so much stuff, like the doors were like whoosh, like so much stuff was like coming in because I felt like I was blocking myself with that kind of like, added
Like
pressure.
maybe limiting yourself. But the thing is like I tell people all the time, success is a personal thing. What's
Absolutely.
successful to you may not be successful to anyone
Right.
else, but it doesn't matter because it's successful to you.
Yep.
So people go, "Oh, are you successful?" I'm like, under
Yeah. I,
my identity of a success, yes. Maybe under yours, you'd be like, "No, you got to do a little bit more."
right.
But
Right. I'm like,
I'm not living for you. You
okay.
can't wake up and be me, and I can't wake up and
But
be
I'm gonna
you.
be
So when people go, "Oh, are you successful?" Yes, so my standard of success, yes, but maybe not to you. And
right.
sometimes it goes over their head, and that's normally like, "Oh, she's getting too deep." No, this is still surface level, people.
Absolutely.
And if
That's
you can't handle this level of conversation, you might as well just go about your business. There's a lot more where this came from.
I'm
But
like,
you had to get rid of that mentality of boxing your own self in.
and as soon as I
And
did
then as soon as you did, then that's when the doors start opening.
everything, like so many opportunities came, and that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm just happy with, um, because I know the hard work and like the blood, sweat, and tears I put in, and I see it like returning itself. I'm
You
like,
see it manifesting in your life.
yeah,
And that's enough. Like listen,
I'm okay. I'm like, girl, look, you doing the dang
you
thing.
better give yourself a hand clap because
Oh,
nobody else might clap. Go on,
no,
clap for yourself.
no,
I'll clap with you. We'll
thank you,
clap
girl.
together.
So I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can do this, So yeah, everyone's journey is different. Everyone's success is different. You can't compare what one person to you because you don't know their journey or their struggle. They could have been on a
I
couch.
don't even know their goals, their
I don't
dreams. I
even
don't
know that.
know what they
Right.
aspire to be or who they look up to. I don't know anything about them. The only thing I can say is, are you happy?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. Then if you like it, I love it. So
Listen,
okay.
clap for you too. Just
I love as long as
if
you
you're
like.
not where you want to be, keep working, keep going, keep doing. You'll get there. So this is around the time when we promote a beauty product or beauty spotlight. But we're gonna switch gears a little bit for you because you're special. You are though. And I want to know a little bit more about the Black Model Magic podcast that you
Yeah.
have. I'm really interested in this because I'm all about it.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
I know.
seriously.
Yeah,
I might be a little bit even annoying about it. It's okay, but
right.
I'm just an advocate, period, of models.
I love it. I know. I love when
Throw in a black model, I'm good.
okay. I love when I see them like you have the show. Other girls have like skincare products. Some girls are doing like podcast. I love when I see. 'Cause I feel like models get boxed into just being a model, but I
Right.
love try to
I
support.
crushed that box like
Okay, I'm like, girl, you selling something? Send me the link. Like, I'll whatever I can buy. To support. Like one of my girlfriends, she just started like a little skincare. I bought some face scrub, some spray. Anything I
awesome.
for. So I love when I see, them kind of venture out and, be the businesswomen that they are. So with the podcast, it started, so it was just me when it started. I believe it was after George Floyd passed last year, and there was just so much like back to back to back. Like we had Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. It was just so,
Lord Elijah McClain.
it was a
That
lot.
one just hurt my spirit.
I mean, and I have a little brother, and so when stories like that happen, it's just like, and I feel like I don't call it like an empath or something. I feel a lot, even if it's nothing to do with me, I just feel a lot, and it was just taking a toll. Then we had COVID, so it was just a lot of like emotional, a lot emotionally going on, and so yeah. So when I first started it, it was more so just like a daily. Hey girl, how are you? Oh, I see some of my friends joining. So it was like just like a daily diary that I started, and it never. I never wanted to be like anything like hey, hey boo, thanks for tuning in. I see your pictures. You looking good. You be on the slopes, okay. Yeah. So I started it, And it was called Clocked In with Lindsey Gilbert. And so, yeah, I was just kind of just showcase like how I felt with everything going on. And it was more so just to get these things off of my chest. I was never, and I still don't really care, about views or anything, or that's just not why. Now, some people start podcasts for that. Me, it was just more
Right.
a, what's what I'm trying to think of, like a healing tool, just to get these things.
It was your personal stories that you needed to get off
Yes.
your. It was a platform that you created for yourself, which I'm here for.
It was,
I
right.
write poetry. I put them in books.
Own
I have
outlet.
the novels too, but they're fiction. But then I have the poetry books, which are
Yes.
actually me
Right.
compartmentalized.
Right.
So I completely understand.
Right. Everyone has, some people write music, some people paint.
Yeah.
Mine's, I was like, I just have to like speak. And so, oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, thank you. You too. I know. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you tuned in. I was like, I hope some of my friends come in. Thank you for coming. Yeah. And so a few months, so it was just me, and I was like, what can I, like, I was trying to figure out what the next step could be for the podcast. And so I have another girlfriend, Surgery. She's a model as well. She's with Yanni Models. And, she was like, hey, like, I see what you're doing. I love what you're doing. Maybe she's like, I'm trying to think of maybe doing a podcast. She's like, would you like to like kind of, merge, together? I said, oh my God, absolutely. And I love, Surgery is a personal friend. So I said, oh my God, absolutely. And so that's how it turned into Black Model Magic. And so, and we still discuss the same thing. It's not always modeling. It's just, we just happen to be, Black models, but we talk about the industry
Right.
as well. But we also talk about, politics and, like pop culture and just, everything that we can relate to as, Black women and Black models. And so, yeah, it's been a really fun, journey to have it with, to go with it with, to do it with a friend. And yeah, so we were able to put it on Spotify, and we're both on Clubhouse now. And so we were like, let's try it on Clubhouse. And so we had a show last week that actually went, a room that went well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like kind of move it to there, but still post it on Spotify as well. So yeah, it just kind of just like turned into, a great collab with a
Is
friend.
it a daily show or a weekly show? Like
That's,
how?
we do Thursdays like in the evenings, and sometimes we can't do it every Thursday just with our schedule. But for
Yeah.
it's Thursday evening, every Thursday evening. So we'll have another one this Thursday on Clubhouse, but we still upload it onto Spotify. And
Spotify. Well, that's good.
yes, yep, so everyone can tune in. Hi, Odile. Hi, girl. How
But
are you?
that's good. When I saw it, I was like, oh, that's dope. Yes,
Yeah,
you could talk about your podcast. I'm all here for it.
thank you.
Listen, I am a small business
Yeah, same.
powerhouse over here. So
Anytime.
if you have something to promote, yes, you
Yeah,
can.
but
Yes, you
send me
can
the
talk
link.
about it.
Right. I don't even know what the product is. Send me the link. I want it. I'll buy
Last
it.
week, I actually was the special product person
Okay.
because I just came out with my new candle line in addition to
Oh, I
everything else.
love that. I'm
And
gonna
it
get
was
one.
just like,
Try with the link at.
oh, it's on my website and it's on Etsy. Actually, it just
Okay.
got on Etsy on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was very excited. I was like, look at the Etsy orders coming in. So I actually was at
I'm
the
gonna get
post office this morning. So yeah, when he was like, well, I don't have a product, I have a podcast. I'm like, you have a product then that you're
Thank,
going to talk about. So I am all here
thank.
for Black Model Magic Thursday evenings, Clubhouse, and also you can find it on Spotify. That's just dope. And
Yeah.
I'm here for it because this is like two models sitting there having a conversation, and
Yeah.
everyone is like a fly on the wall peeking into what we really talk about, what we're really concerned about. And that's really
Like
dope.
that, because it was great just us two. But I was like, as social media changes and we saw Clubhouse, I was like, this would be a great way to get other people's, contribution.
Interactive.
Absolutely. I'm like, and people will speak. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even really, so it's like, we don't know everything. And
Right.
I don't claim, and I don't claim to. So it's great to have, people come in, they say their two piece, they might stay, they might go. So it was just really fun. You're able to like network and just meet new people. And we definitely enjoyed it. So that was great. just to get some more insight. And it doesn't have to be modeling. We talk, like I said, politics and just
Yeah, talk about everything. It's just you are Black Model Magic, period.
right. That's it.
That's the face you give.
Yeah, absolutely.
Insert the Cyrene face. Well, Cyrene said.
Uh-huh.
That's all you got to say, Cyrene said.
Yeah, I know.
So, what's next for you? I know that you mentioned that you want to eventually move to LA and settle there. But in the meantime, while you're still in New York, do you have any, other things that you're working on in addition to the
Um,
podcast or something that we can support, that we can go to, that, what's next?
so I feel my goal for 2021, I feel like, I've done everything, modeling wise, and I kind of, like I said, I feel content with it now and just happy with where it goes. So I kind of want to get back, into acting, because that's what I was first doing in Atlanta, doing the background,
Atlanta.
right, the background work and all of that. And so, yeah, I'm looking into taking classes. Hey, Xavier, I love you too. I love you too. I miss you. I see you working. Yes. Sorry. My friends are coming in. Hey, Xavier. Right. So I've been, looking into taking classes, and I signed to a talent agency. And so I just, submitted to be part of their like on film and like
Right.
division. And so I'm looking forward to see, where that could go. So yeah, so I feel like I put in like 4 years into modeling. I'm like, let me like put it into something else, and see what happens. So I'm excited for that. I've ordered some, I want to take it seriously. So I've ordered some, different books on acting, looking to take some classes. I met some actors on Clubhouse that have been giving me like great advice.
Oh,
Um,
that's good. That's good. I
and,
only act when I write the play. So
okay,
that's when, if I write the play,
yes, playwright, we
I'm
love it.
in, I'm in, yeah. So that people ask me all the time, like, you want to,
No, if I wrote it, I know,
listen,
right,
listen.
exactly. And
We'll get there in time. We'll get there in time. But if I wrote it, then yeah, I have to cast myself. But that's good. I'll be looking for you on the TV.
Thanks, girl. Look, I don't know what happened. Look, I need like one Netflix show, and that's it. Because they be bringing them
No
back like from
one Netflix show.
okay, one little Netflix show. And like, and I'm not trying to be a who's like a great who's a great like Cissy Tyson or like
Rest
character.
in love.
So, look, I'm just
Just
gonna
have
be
to throw that in there.
the child or the teacher, honey. Like I know my box. Okay, I'm not trying to be like a
We
great.
crushed that box, remember? Remember, there is no box.
There's no box show.
You crush the box, the door is open, the windows fly open, the roof is open. There's no box. You're just out there just chilling, loving life.
I'm
There's
just
no box.
I'm just so happy. I'm just so like
This
thankful
is the box.
for whatever comes. Right. Right.
See, that's why you have friends in your life to remind you of these things. Ain't no box.
That's
Ain't no
true.
box.
Hmm.
That's all I can say about the box. So how can we follow you? How can we support social media, all that good stuff?
Yeah. Hi, Lisa. My Caribbean wellness friend. Hey. Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Lindsey Monet. And Monet is my middle name.
Middle name.
Last name. You can follow me at Lindsey Monet on Instagram. My Twitter is Lindsey_Monet. And then you can follow Black Model Magic on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And then if you're on Clubhouse, and we follow each other, or hi Norca, we're on Clubhouse as well. So, but I'm mostly active on Instagram. So at Lindsey Monet, and my Facebook as well, Lindsey Gilbert.
That is awesome. I am so appreciative of your time. This is our fourth episode here at Beyond Beauty Talk. I'm so excited. Like I'm just happy. I'm so excited for Mondays now.
I know,
It's Monday night.
girl.
I get to have a dope conversation. I'm so excited about it. If you think that you would like to be a guest here on Beyond Beauty Talk, you can send me an email at crbeyondbeautyww@gmail.com, or you can DM me at Cyrene Renee. That's CYRENE. If you want to know a little bit more about me, you can visit me at www.cyrenerenee.com. This is Beyond Beauty World. We are here every Monday evening, IG Live. You could just watch the promos. It's either about 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. It's a nice way to start the week. little motivational Mondays for you. If you are a small business owner, and I mean small business, black business, vet business, I'm a vet, women owned business, I'm that too.
Chat.
You can let me know. You could be a product spotlight of the week. I would love to help any small business I possibly can because I am a CEO as well of my own. And if I can do anything to assist you with sales or promotion, please let me know. You can just email me or DM me. Let me know. This was great.
I know, I'm so excited. Thank you so much. Congrats on everything. I'm going to
Thank
buy.
you.
Going straight to Etsy after this. So
Yeah,
I
the
got
candles are on Etsy also. It's Call Me Queen Boutique, so it's everything's Call Me Queen. Call Me Queen is actually the name of my first book, and I
Oh, I
turned
love
that into my brand. So Call Me Queen Boutique on Etsy for the candle.
that.
But
So
thank you so much for your
yes.
time and everyone that tuned in.
Yes.
I take care.
Bye, girl. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And bye.